Hey guys and girls. Originally this channel was supposed to just be for my reborn doll making. However, I thought it would be nice to let people see exactly who I am behind these dolls, because sometimes I feel like if you can get to know the people that you want to buy from, then maybe, you feel more connected to the piece that you purchase. So, I decided to tell you a little bit about me. One of the biggest things about me, sorry about that, is that I have a condition called spastic diplegic cerebral palsy. Most people just call it cerebral palsy. My specific condition is called spastic diplegic. It does not affect my hands. It only affects my lower half and some psychological things such as anxiety and PTSD and things like that. A lot of people have a very sort of static look, an idea of what a person with a disability like this is like. You see them, people that can't live on their own, they're in wheelchairs, they don't live a normal life, they don't function normally. That's normal for them, but it's not normal for the majority of the human population, let's be honest. So I thought it would be interesting to tell people what it's like to live differently. I was born with this condition. Actually, I was normal until the day I was born. The day I was born is when it happened. I was premature, and the premature birth caused the umbilical cord to be around my neck, which created a cutoff of circulation and blood flow, which damaged the cerebellum in the back of my head at the base of my spinal cord. The area of my brain that's damaged controls motor function, such as hand-eye coordination, balance, and the best way I could describe it is if you imagine that the human body is made entirely of rubber bands. They're all connected, and they're all moving, and they all have to stretch and move a certain way in order for you to walk from one end of the room to the other, right? Well, for me, the lower half of my body has the rubber bands pulled very tightly, which pulls my feet inward, so they're kind of like this. My toes point towards each other, like this. And it pulls my knees downwards, and it makes it so that I do walk, I can walk, but I'm slower than the majority of the population. I don't consider this to be sort of an illness, I guess. I'm not sick. I was born this way. This is all I know. It's sort of like you being born with blue eyes or brown hair or brown eyes or blonde hair. You don't know different. That's what you have. That's what you've always had. So this is my normal. But I realize for other people it doesn't seem that way. And I get a lot of looks when I take a little longer than people want me to in the store, because who wants to get stuck behind somebody that's slower and you're trying to get in and get out? I get that. Usually when they get impatient, I'll slow down because, well, I'm a jerk like that. But I just want to dispel some of the myths that are attached to cerebral palsy. Because if you Google search it, or you go on Facebook and see those cerebral palsy charities and cerebral palsy groups and things like that, you see the child in the wheelchair that sort of can't function, and they're sort of like curled in on themselves, and you can kind of see that they're not able to walk, or they're sort of delayed in some way. And not all of us are. Cerebral palsy is an umbrella term that covers a wide variety of the same sort of disability. For example, in my school, I was in classes because I suck at math. So they put me in classes with kids who needed help. And in that class was a girl who had very severe cerebral palsy. She could not walk. She could not function on her own. She could not feed herself. She could not speak. And the only difference between herself and me was the simple time that she went without oxygen compared to me. That's the only difference between myself and someone with a more severe case, is the amount of time that the baby goes without oxygen. That is it. That is one of the variables with cerebral palsy, is how long you went without oxygen and which part of the brain is affected. For me, it is the part at the base of my spine that controls motor function, hand-eye coordination, balance, and it increases anxiety because I am constantly in a fight or flight response. I mean, if you think about it, if you are always tense, then you will always be living with a fight or flight sort of fear. That's how I live, and that's what cerebral palsy does for me. I'm sorry, excuse me for 1 second. My eye is itching like crazy. I mean, this has always been me. I don't know any different, but there are some restrictions. I don't drive. I did, and I can, but I don't because my coordination, my reaction time is delayed because of my coordination, and I was afraid that I would injure someone else because I couldn't stop fast enough and because I couldn't slow down fast enough driving, and I didn't want to put anyone else at risk. Because of that, I don't drive. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. That is, my cerebral palsy is not why I don't have children. There's nothing to do with why I don't have kids at this point in my life. I just don't. That's a whole other video. It is also not the reason for my eyes. You can see how it kind of goes off this one. This is a different condition. It's separate from my cerebral palsy. I can see fine except for up close. I can't see like fine print, so I wear glasses for that. But other than that, I see fine. I will go into the video about what my eye condition is, as well as some of my psychological problems. But if you have any questions, you want to know anything about my cerebral palsy, or have any sort of curiosity, I'm pretty much an open book, as long as you're not a rude or a jerk, because if you do that, then I'm just not going to answer you. Okay, so thanks for watching, and if you want to know, just stick around, and I'll make other videos. And I'm an open book at this point. I figure it can't hurt for people to know. Maybe if people know, they won't be so quick to judge someone. So, thanks for watching. Bye.